This is Adam Greenberg with SC Magazine. I'm here with Todd Feynman, CEO of Identity Finder. Identity Finder is here at RSA to discuss new research relating to the IRS and exposure of data on tax returns. Can you tell us a little bit about your research?
Yeah, we developed a technology called Sensitive Data Manager that enterprises use to find sensitive information like social security numbers, credit card numbers, and we use this technology to search through all of the public tax returns available online, and what we discovered were over 630,000 social security numbers from a lot of individuals being disclosed on these public tax returns. They're called Form 990s, and they're filed by nonprofits, and that's why they're made public. And from 2002 through 2013, we discovered that this problem has only been getting worse and worse and worse.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you stumbled upon this research?
Absolutely. So the technology Sensitive Data Manager is automated to look for social security numbers, and because these forms are online, we were able to run through and determine anywhere on the form that a social security number might exist. And essentially, we went through about 3 million tax returns, and it was able to identify approximately 1 million of those returns that had specific data in them, and we noticed that there were a number that had social security number belonging to accountants, and we noticed that a number of them had social security numbers related to donors, as well as board members and other executives. So in total, there were about 430,000 unique individuals most likely exposed, meaning certain social security numbers came up more than once.
Tell us a little bit about the kind of data that was being exposed.
Yeah, so it's not just limited to that. So a lot of times there were other information like personal addresses, as well as information relating to that person that they probably didn't want necessarily being exposed. And there's a lot of people who could have prevented this. Certainly the organization didn't need to include it as an appendix to that tax return. Accountants could have noticed it before they filed the return to the IRS. The IRS could have redacted that information before they exposed it online. There's a lot of things that unfortunately the victims couldn't have done much about. I mean, it's hard to blame them for donating. And, the thing is, we hear a lot about the data breaches related to credit card information. These are social security numbers that never expire. It's easy to change a credit card number, and both are very frustrating, but social security numbers, the exposure of that is like comparing burglary to murder. Social security number can cause a lot more damage to a victim if that information is stolen. So the fact that this stuff is sitting on the internet, ready for someone to steal, is a serious problem that needs to be solved.
Have the victims been notified? Are they being offered anything?
So we've notified the top 100 organizations, and those are typically the ones that had 1,000 or more social security numbers exposed. And hopefully they'll in turn notify the individuals who had been donating or providing information to them that they had included. As I said, it was also like executives, so hopefully they'll notify the people that were either with them at the time of the 990 filing or victims who potentially donated money to them. So the problem unfortunately hasn't been fixed. There are steps that have been taken. The IRS removed the place for an accountant to put their social security number, so that eliminates at least one. But there's still a major problem in that every single year more and more is showing up. I will say though that the problem is diminishing, which is very good news. So in our paper you'll notice we put together a curve that shows how many social security numbers were exposed from 2002 all the way to 2013. And you'll see that that sort of curve was very drastic in the beginning years. And then month by month, that number is going down slowly. And now the number, I think there were 11,000 exposed in the last year of analysis that we did. But still 11,000 is 11,000 occurrences of identity theft that could happen. And we want to see that number get to zero.
This is Todd Feynman. I'm Adam Greenberg. Thanks for tuning in.